1982. It's the slasher film Humongous, a movie that apparently got the name because the director heard a kid say Humongous one time and liked the title. Or liked the word, so he decided to make it the title of the movie. This is the same director that gave us Prom Night. This is, like I said, if I hadn't already said, this is Scorpion Releasing. I've had this thing forever, just now got around to watching it. I used to have the old Scorpion Releasing DVD, and I remember, like, at the time, people were trying to wait for Humongous to come out on Blu-ray, and I believe people were saying that the negatives or, like, the masters or whatever was not available, so therefore the movie would never make its way to Blu-ray, or was not looking likely that it would make its way to Blu-ray, but yet somehow it did make its way to Blu-ray many, many moons ago with this release from Scorpion Releasing. Now, if you've never seen this, well, if you've seen it in the old days, it was kind of hard to see because it's notorious for being really, really dark. And I don't mean the tone. I mean the movie is a very dark movie. And I think like anybody back in the old days that had like the VHS probably didn't see much of anything. The DVD was pretty good, as I do recall. The Blu-ray, it's pretty good. Now, this is not a... this isn't going to be a Blu-ray that pops off the disc. I mean, it's acceptable. It looks good enough, but it's nothing that you're going to be writing in and wanting to hand out awards for, because the movie is very, besides a few daytime scenes, the nighttime stuff is hard to see at times. But nonetheless, we have a movie here that I liked better than I remembered liking, maybe because of just how ridiculous some of the stuff is of it. It's a slasher that the order in which people die kind of surprises you, because it's not necessarily typical. It's just, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but people go when you don't think they're going to go, and people don't make it that you think might make it. And the person that's like the person left last doesn't necessarily make it because they're the best character or because they're the wittiest character, because every character in this movie is dumb. They're all stupid. The person that outlasts the rest just so happened to be a little less dumb than everybody else. So you've got a pair of brothers. Oh, well, before we get to that, we'll start it off with this. We go back in the day, and this woman's got these pet dogs, and this guy, who I guess she's courting for an old term, takes her to the woods, pretty well goes crazy, has his way with her. The dogs break free, they take care of him. Then we flash forward to years later. Now, it's kind of an odd opening. Like, it looks like something out of an old 80s geographic book or something, like some old pictures, is basically what you see over the opening credits. It does not seem like a slasher. It doesn't hop off the page as a slasher, but it is. And then we go to present day at the time, the 80s, and you have a pair of brothers who are kind of like they're in competition with each other. One's a little bit nutty. But they got several women around them and a sister. And the two women, you can tell that each brother's probably had each woman. It's like, you got the good brother that everybody kind of likes is the one definitely in the vying for the women. And the other one just kind of takes the more, the more, shall we say, not wholesome one of the two females that's there that's not related to them. But either way, they all decide they're going to go on a boat ride somewhere. And they meet this guy who's stranded in the river or whatever. And they take him aboard, but then stuff happens and the boat goes down, and they end up on this island in the middle of nowhere, which just so happens to be the island that the woman from the beginning of the movie is from. And we learn that that man that had his way with her resulted in a son that grew up on this island, who is very big, and thus is the slasher Humongous. So basically, I guess you could say he's kind of protecting his land more than anything else. But the kills, they're not necessarily anything you're going to want to say, are amazing. It's not a Friday the 13th-esque killing spree. There is kills. Some of them are very quick. I think maybe when the dog thing at the very start of the film, which has spoilers at the very start of the film, might be the most gruesome kill we have in the whole movie. Humongous is kind of like a more on the spectrum version of Madman. He's very, very big. Obviously, his name's Humongous. He's a mongoloid. He's got the big, giant head. He looks weird. He looks almost alien-like, but he's just a mongoloid that's been raised on an island. But the movie still manages to keep your attention. And when it ends, it kind of just, it ends, and you're kind of like, well, what would happen now? But we never know, because there never was a sequel to Humongous. But nonetheless, I give Humongous a 3 out of 5. Pretty solid slasher from a time period where there was a bunch of slashers, even though it probably could have been a whole lot better had they just, upped the ante a little bit with the gore. But here on the Scorpion Releasing one, you've got Nightmare Theater format with the girl Katie Burchill used to be in WWE, which I don't know what I can't remember what her name is, Catalina or something. I don't never watch that, but it's the option is here. On camera interview with one of the stars, audio commentary with the director and the writer, moderated there. Brand new 2016 HD master of the R-rated cut plus either R or unrated version. I watched the unrated version because why bother? It's probably gonna look about the same regardless. Only the R-rated version. I don't think the R-rated version would look any better because I'm pretty sure it's just the same. Maybe I should go back and maybe I should have watched that just to see if it looks any different before I did this video. But here's what you get. It is what it is as far as the cover goes. Is it better than the traditional old Scorpion releasing cover that looks like this? I don't know. That's the classic one, but the new one definitely has a little bit more effort put into it. But yeah, if you like slashers, and who doesn't, especially in the summertime when it's like, slashers is like the thing to watch in the summertime, Humongous is not a bad option for you.